So there's been a lot of content circling these last year or two asking if tattooing is dying. Well, the answer quite simply is no, but there are a number of aspects to this question and to the answers. So the tattooing industry is a different question. Tattooing as an art form and an act of self-expression, in my opinion, is never going to die. It's an art form for the people, of the people, by the people. And even with modern advances in technology, with AI and robotics, you cannot replicate the interaction between a tattooer and a client. You can't replicate that individuality. It's a really personal experience. So individuals that want to get tattooed, they want to connect with an artist. And you'll never get that with a robot, and you'll never get that with AI. So I believe, truthfully, that tattooing's here to stay. Now, on the other side of things is the tattoo industry. Now, the industry, like many industries, after a while will become corporatized, and outside investors will start to look at areas where they can make money. So tattooing being a booming industry over the last 10 years, that is a primary opportunity for businesses to make money. Both those within tattooing, that, you know, artists or whatnot, and then those that have nothing to do with tattooing. However, there are some companies that fall into both categories. They may have been founded by tattooers, but, you know, as they've grown, they've been bought out by big investors. So I think what I'm trying to say is, don't look to the tattoo industry as a benchmark of whether or not tattooing is dying. Look to the individual artists, look to the community they have around them. And then other factors, you see, I've been tattooing for nearly 18 years now, and what I can tell you is that there are clear, defined trends within tattooing throughout the years, and that goes from popularity for people wanting to get into tattooing and popularity for styles and aesthetics. So when I first started getting into tattooing, trying to learn to tattoo, it was going through a boom. Everybody wanted to be a tattooer. So everybody was trying to be a tattooer. However, back then, there weren't as many shops. You maybe had one or two studios in any town. So it wasn't that easy. You know, equipment wasn't readily available for next day delivery off Amazon. So you had to work for it. And what I found with a lot of those people in that era that just felt like they wanted to get into tattooing, but weren't really fully committed or really understand how deep you have to go, they soon got bored and moved on to other things. What you will find is that there's people that are truly passionate about it. They will keep going and they will do whatever it takes to make it. So what I'm trying to say here is that if you're truly passionate about tattooing and about this art form and this trade, and you know, you have to approach it with care and dignity. You have to treat your clients with care and respect, but you also have to treat tattooing as a business, your occupation. You cannot just poodle along and expect the work to come to you. It's a job. You've got to show up. You've got to show up for your clients. You've got to show up for yourself. You've got to be prepared to try new things when it comes to promoting your business. Sadly, the days of Instagram just, you know, bringing people to by the droves, those days are done. So there are other ways, of reaching people. You could distribute flyers in your local area. You could collaborate with other local businesses. You could put on art shows. There's loads and loads of ways to promote your business. Now, here in the UK, for example, we have, I think the population is getting close to 70 million. Yes, there is a huge rise in the number of tattooers and the number of studios. But the percentage of the general public that have tattoos or are getting tattoos has never been higher. So there are people out there that want to get tattooed. Do your homework, advertise. Don't be scared to advertise. You know, do whatever it is. Don't focus all your attention on Instagram, because trust me, it doesn't deliver. So I try everything. I do, I try the TikTok. I'm here on YouTube. I'm distributing flyers locally. I'm doing my SEO on my website. I've got meta ads running. I have a CRM, lead nurturing platform. You know, it's a business. Although things have slowed a little in the last year or so, I'm pretty certain that it will come back around. We have to think positively, act positively, and get after it. Because if you really care about what you're doing, and you really care about tattooing, and you care about your craft and your time, you'll find a way to make it work. So if you found this useful, I know I waffle along a bit, but if you found this useful, just hit the like button. If you have any questions for me regarding my experience as a tattooer for 18 years and 25 years of being tattooed, hit me up in the comments, ask me your questions. I'll happily chat. I'll even jump on a live stream if you like. So yeah, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Cheers.